Well, recently I decided to walk away from different income sources that I had. Normally you guys see my budget based off of like $3,000 to $4,000, that like underestimation. This one's gonna be $1,600. It's crazy. What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka Coach Ke. I'm debt free. I'm debt free. What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka Coach Ke, coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, it is time to do the September budget. And normally you guys don't really see my face in these videos, but I just had to come and like preface what you're gonna see first. So first of all, as most of you all know, I am self-employed. I underestimate my income and I overestimate my expenses. Well, recently I decided to walk away from different income sources that I had because I just feel like I'm destined for more and I'm destined for greater. And all of my fellow entrepreneurs out there, you kind of know how that is. Like when you feel like kind of what you're doing, like money isn't everything and all money isn't good money. And sometimes what you're doing just to make sure that the bills are paid, because you're trying to protect yourself and make sure bills are paid on time and stuff like that. A lot of times when you're doing that, you're holding yourself back from what you're really destined to be, which is much greater than this one particular thing over here. And sometimes in the entrepreneur world, when you are wanting to step out on a limb and really believe in yourself and take you and your business and your brand to the next level, in doing that, the people that you were working with previously, where you might have been getting money over here and over there, they don't really like that. And so you kind of have to make a choice, like either I'm still going to do this or I'm just going to like do this for myself. I feel like for me, and I'm not going to get totally into this because this could be a separate video just like to speak one-on-one to entrepreneurs, but I feel like when it came to myself and believing in myself, I've always kind of like put my toe in the water. I've never just like all out just jumped in the water and swam. You know, I've always kind of protected myself from that fear of failure, and now I don't want to do that anymore. So in me doing that, normally you guys see my budget based off of like $3,000 to $4,000, that like underestimation. This one's going to be $1,600. It's crazy. I know I'm going to make more than that. I like absolutely know. But like I said, the safest way to go is to underestimate as best as you can, like as low as you can. And then, you know, if you make more than that, or when you make more than that, and if or when you spend less than that, you're good. Everything kind of works out. So this is going to be based off of a $1,600 income, which is as low as I could possibly take it. And we're just going to go from there. Now, again, I know I'm going to make more money than that, but the other thing with me doing the budget this low, my expenses are going to be really low. And so before I like show you guys in the planner, so I'm planning to keep my expenses within $765. Now, just to give you guys like a quick memory of how my expenses have been for this year, the last time I've had a budget this low was in January, and January was $760 for my everyday expenses, and I only spent $467 of that. So it can be done. I've told you guys I don't have a spending problem, but when I have money to spend, if it's something that I want or something that I need, I spend it. It's no problem. Now, February was $1,260, March was $1,275, April was $1,175, May was $1,175, June was $1,375, July was $1,625. Last month in August, I gave myself a spending budget of $2,050. So to go from $2,000 to $765 is a drastic change. But I also want to do this as a test or challenge to myself, because I am debt free. I have all my emergency funds funded. My sinking funds have thousands in there. Like at this point, besides investing, I don't really have anything else to do with my money. So I want to, and it's kind of, I don't want to say budgeting and all of this is getting boring, because this is a lifestyle and I love it, but I want to challenge myself. I feel like in August, I allowed myself to spend however I wanted to, especially on my week-long trip, and that was great. And it didn't hurt my pockets at all, but I just want to challenge myself to like have little spending, because in this journey of entrepreneurship, especially as you walk away from things and start more things and different things like that, at any point in time, you could have like a very low income month. So I just want to challenge myself now before I could possibly get to that point, so that I know how to handle it if it were to come. if that makes sense. So I know I've been rambling for a long time, but I didn't want you guys to go straight into like seeing the planner and you're like, $1,600, oh my god, is she broke? No, trust me. I'm good. But this is a just in case, because I did make a huge decision in a huge transition that I'm making, and I just want to bet on myself, because I feel like if you don't bet on you, nobody else will. So yeah, so without further ado, let's flip this camera around and let's get this budget started. Okay, so first things first, here's the monthly overview. You guys know that in my Budget With Me videos, the majority of my time is spent doing the paycheck to paycheck budget, but I am going to just do a quick overview of my expenses and stuff. So my quote of the month is attitude is everything, and you guys just heard like kind of this transition that I'm going through. So this was really important for me because I want to make sure that I'm maintaining the right attitude, especially with somebody who has a history of, you know, mental health issues, the depression and stuff like that. I want to make sure that I'm keeping the right attitude during this transition, because the better the attitude, the better good energy you put out into the universe, the better the good energy comes back out to you. So this is going to be a hard transition for me, you guys, and just bear with me for a minute. I am still going to, of course, be putting my videos out and stuff like that. You might see some update videos from me during this, because I do know that there are other self-employed entrepreneurs who are following me who, you know, need the encouragement and stuff like that. And guess what? If you're not self-employed, you don't need the encouragement or the inspiration. You got to watch those videos. So only thing that has changed here is just the fact that my rent is now going to be, well, for the month of October will be $253.42. So I told you guys in my last video, I'm thinking about making a transition to a different city, which I have decided to do. I still have 6 weeks to really like back out of it if I want to. I don't believe that I will. So this is going to be my prorated amount that I will be paying for that last half of October when I do transition out of here. And you guys know I save up my rent for the next month in this month. So that is why you see that there, because normally you see $810.88 there. So next, here's a quick rundown of the expenses. You will see this part blurred out because that goes with my financial wellness program. You will be confused and you won't understand why that is there. So I always blur that part out. So my October rent will be $253.42. I'm estimating my electricity to be $120, gas to be $35. Of course, this is for my last month in my townhouse. Cell phone's the same, internet, don't have cable, all of that stuff. All of this stuff is the same. So my total fixed expenses that I'm expecting is $834.93. So this definitely helps the fact that my rent isn't gonna be as high while I'm doing this lower budget. So now let's get into the everyday expenses. Groceries, I'm doing $200. Personal household is $50. Restaurants is $50. Gas is $75. I'm gonna do a no spend month as far as shopping goes, which I think I should be able to do. Recreation, nothing. Miscellaneous is $50. So miscellaneous and shopping, I guess, will kind of go hand in hand together this month. Supplements will be $50. Business and travel, I'm doing $290.07. So this is kind of like my first little every dollar budget, because every dollar is actually accounted for in this smaller budget. But I don't necessarily have to spend this, but one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is going down to Atlanta for a couple of days, and I need to get some specific things done for a big project that I'm intending to do. Now, the other thing with this, and I'm gonna put a question mark here, I have an investment sinking fund specifically for things like this. This is totally different than the regular business and travel that I'm usually doing. This would literally for real be an investment in myself. I'm going down there for a couple of meetings, some photo shoots, stuff like that, getting these like certain marketing things together. So this could come out of my investment sinking fund instead. For now, I'm going to keep it in this part of the budget, and if it comes to pass that I do want to do this particular project, I'm probably gonna just take it out of my investment sinking fund and have this money kind of left over for a just in case type of thing, but I'm not certain. But for now, we'll keep that there. So now, here's the budget. I'm not gonna use washi and all of that stuff on this one, mainly because I just didn't feel like doing all of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've just been so tired since I came back from my trip, and I've been having to do a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna like do one of these numbers. Yeah, there. And of course, like always, I kind of have like the little reminder up there of the things that I need to make sure I put into the budget. And we just gonna do this thing, okay? And this will actually help because some of you guys like, oh my God, how would this work if I didn't have the income that you have? And that is a very valid statement. I get it. Like, so yeah, I understand it. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna challenge myself to kind of go on the lower income side. Now, of course, my rent isn't that high, but if somebody has this kind of budget, they shouldn't be paying very much. They should be getting some kind of government assistance where their rent isn't so high anyway. So yeah. All right, so this first week is going to end up being, I need my calendar, y'all. This would end up being, if I can get to September. So this is going to be for the week ending September 7th. This is going to be September 14th. So because I get paid at different times of the week and all of that stuff, and I'm going to do this because I like right on an angle. Basically, all of the income that I earn from Saturday until Friday. So Saturday, September 1st till Friday. So Friday, September 7th counts for September 7th. So then September 14th will be all the income that comes into my account from September 8th to the 14th. That's kind of how this works. So we're going to go ahead and divvy up this income. And this is just what I'm going to put as estimations. All right, and then we're going to go down. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go down like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, let's just do 10. Now I'm going to put the other 2 weeks. And for this particular week, I'm going to do a budget of $597.48. Or income, not a budget. September 28th. We're gonna do so my everyday expenses, okay, $765.07. All right, so I'm just gonna add this up really quick just to make sure this equals out to $1,600. Make sure I didn't like do any miscalculations or anything. And I did. How the heck did that happen? Oh, I know how. Because alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. $2.08. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put it here. 122.08, because this was the easiest place to change it. All right, bam. So 122.08 plus 597.48 plus 85, 795.44. Boom, 1,600. All right, cool. Now, so our budget, which is going to be the groceries and all of that stuff, that equals out to $425 of spending, because the $425 plus the $50 for supplements and the $290.07 should be our $765.07 for our everyday expenses. So we're going to divide that by 4. And that means we have $106.25 per week. So that's all I'm going to do in permanent because I do make mistakes. So I'm going to use an erasable. But first, let's go ahead and make our vertical lines here. I feel like that is not even, but that's right though. And if you are new, you will soon find out why I have all these lines on my page. Okay, so let's first start out. Again, let me go here because y'all know I will mess up in a heartbeat. So we're gonna go ahead and put the budgeted expenses of the 106 for every week. I don't know why this one is going out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use a different one because I don't know why this one's going out like this. And I'm also gonna go ahead and grab my red pen. All right, so now for those of you all who are new, if you do a budget like you saw me do on the monthly spread, that's absolutely fine. If you stop there, that's absolutely fine, but I would highly encourage you to do a paycheck to paycheck budget as well, because it helps you to see why you might be short money in one paycheck and not the other if you get paid bi-weekly. If you get paid weekly, you might figure out why the first 2 weeks of the month you struggle and the last 2 weeks of the month you're good. So, all right, that's where we are there. So my only expenses for this particular week is MailChimp. That's gonna be $10. So here we have my internet, which is through, I don't even remember the name of the company. So I'm just gonna put internet. All right, so everything is done at this point. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and start to do the calculation, see how much money we have left over out of each week, see if we need to switch some things around, which I'm pretty sure we will need to, and there might be some weeks where we can't move anything and it's just a negative week. It's okay. Again, this might kind of be an every dollar budget, but I don't really follow an every dollar budget. So when I have negative weeks and stuff, it's okay for me because it's gonna get covered by a different week, and then I always have like money left over in my budget that I don't spend and I don't send to savings or anything. So that's just kind of how I like to do it. So let's start off with the first week. And all right, this right here, this is just the numbers that I went through with you guys on what my everyday expenses were for the rest of, or earlier this year. So this week is already negative. And basically in this part of your paycheck to paycheck budgeting, if you have not started doing this yet, all you're doing is subtracting which of your bills are coming out with which paycheck. And you want to subtract everything out, including what your budgeted everyday expenses like groceries and stuff are. Again, those kind of things are estimations, but you want to do that because, oh my gosh, I have blue dye underneath my fingernails. I didn't even realize that. I can't even get it out. But anyway, so you want to do that because you need to see like, okay, if I feel like I'm short money the first week of the month, well, this is why, because my income is that and my expenses are this. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so this is pretty much like literally all I'm doing. And I will account for these things up here once I'm done with doing this first, because I can't figure out where to fit these expenses until I know how much money I have left over in each week, if that makes sense, or for each paycheck. Okay, so first things first, I am gonna go ahead and move my electricity bill out of all of these bills here. So I only have 2 negative weeks. Out of all of these bills, this is really the only one that I can move over. I can't move my budget because that's groceries. I can't just say, oh, I'm just gonna not eat for a week. I can't do that. So yeah, I can't move anything there. And also, when you start moving things around, you have to move it up. So I couldn't move this back because then I'm gonna get a late fee. You know what I'm saying? So you have to move things up. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and take my electricity bill back out of here. And then we're gonna move that over here. Now again, if you move it, that means you have to pay it in that particular week. So I will be paying my electricity bill early. And it's usually available here. It's not usually available that early up there. All right, so $3.59. Okay, so that's as far as I can condense this particular portion. So now, why y'all ain't tell me I was using the wrong color? Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add this stuff in. The first thing I'm gonna go ahead and add in would be this, which would be a flight. Again, more than likely, I'm just going to take it out of my investment account, but I am gonna go ahead and add that here because I can't split a flight payment up, if that makes sense. So the only week it's gonna fit in is here. So let's go ahead and write in biz, and that's gonna be $290.07. And that leaves us with, okay, so we got this checked off. Again, that can come out of my investment account, which it might, I'm not sure yet. Okay, so now we have the rent payment. So normally I try to split the rent payment up into 2, but I don't believe, yeah, so that's not gonna all fit in there. So this is what I gotta do. I'm gonna take the whole $120.21 that's left here, and that's gonna leave me with 0. So now we're gonna subtract that, and that means that the other $133.21 comes out here. So I usually like to just put the whole thing off to the side, but when you have times like this, sometimes you can't even split it half and half, you know? So you just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so that took care of that, which means that we have $50 left, and the only place for the supplements to fit is in this particular week right here, which should be the week that I will need my supplements anyway, because I buy it like 30 days at a time. Luckily, in the month of August, I did buy 2 months worth of supplements, one of my other supplements, so that helps out a lot. So that leaves us with $56.12. So let's make sure all of this is right. Normally when you see me guys when you see me do this part, is because I'm trying to figure out how much money I have left over each week, to figure out how much I'm gonna put in savings, how much I'm gonna do with this, do with that. But this week we should be zeroing out. Oh my gosh, I did an every dollar budget. It sucks. I don't like this. All right, so we have negative 31.25 here. This week is negative 24.87. So unlike other times, this should actually come out to 0. Ooh, let's do it this way. I'm actually glad I didn't use washi. I'm actually not. Okay, Key girl, your memory card was full. All right. So this should equal out to 0. Let's make sure. Minus 24.87. So we have an every dollar budget. That's what some of you guys be looking for. Why don't you follow an every dollar budget? This is why. Because anything can happen at any point in time. Some unexpected expense can come up and bam, I'm really messed up. Okay. So that's that, you guys. This is how I plan to spend my money. This is how I plan to budget it. Now, again, I do expect to make more than $1,600, but I'm still gonna challenge myself to keep my expenses down to the $765.07. I do not want to go over budget, and you guys will be able to see if I'm able to stay within budget or not when I do my weekly updates. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it was helpful, especially because I do get the questions of, well, what if you're on a lower income and all this other stuff? Budgeting works the same. It doesn't matter what your budget is. You have to make sure that your expenses, whether it's your fixed expenses or your everyday expenses, you got to make sure it fits into your income, period. If it doesn't fit into your income, you got some work to do. You either have to increase your income or decrease your expenses. In this case, my income may be decreasing. So guess what? I got to decrease my expenses right along with it. So I'm hoping everything works out, but you guys will see as I update you every single week. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, which will either be my September week. No, actually it'll be my budget results for August, or it's gonna end up being my net worth update. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned. Bye guys.